You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to this Saturday's edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. We have an amazing show in store for you today. The Stockton Group is going to come by and talk to us, which I'm very excited about, as well as Brad J., the man, the myth, the legend himself, X Games and Olympic announcer extraordinaire, and the Minturn Mile Girls with their new clothing store. So pretty exciting stuff. Sit back, have that cup of coffee, because Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Well, we just walked outside of Eyepieces with two of their new exciting products that we're going to get to try out on the mountain here at Beaver Creek. Well, we're back on the chairlift, headed back up to the top of Beaver Creek, and we're going to focus on the Murak Wave Cell helmet from Anon. And this one's pretty interesting because one thing I noticed already is it has this cool boa right here in the back that'll allow you to adjust and loosen the helmet around your head. It just fits so well, but you can adjust it to make it fit even better. So that's one thing I've noticed that I like so far on this helmet. The other cool piece of this helmet is the wave cell technology it has. As you can kind of see through the ventilation, that green wave cell technology inside the helmet. And what it really does is it balances out the impact. So when you hit your head on the snow, it balances out the impact of where you hit your head. The wave cell behaves like a network of hundreds of interconnected shock absorbers connecting to your head and the outer shell of the helmet. Wave cell helps distribute the impact energy through its network of cells and reduces impact forces like the crumple zone of a car perhaps, and then helps divert rotational forces by flexing and gliding. So we're gonna jump to the next product that we picked up from Eyepieces today, and it is these pink protective Anon M5 goggles that are super sweet. They come with the built-in face protection, and I've got this pink lens on today, so I should be seeing pretty well through this overcast weather that we've got out in front of us at Beaver Creek. But let's go try them out. So another cool feature about these M5 goggles from Anon is the built-in face technology like we talked about, but check this out. It's magnetic, so it just pops on and off super easily. You can snap it right back on, right in and out. So if I had to rate both products right now, I'd give the M5s, you know, a soft 10 out of 10, and I would give the Merak helmet also, you know, probably a 10 out of 10. But that's just me. Make sure to go to Eyepieces and try these unique products out for yourself. Thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you on the mountain.
Good morning, Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough at the Gerald R. Ford Amphitheater. We'll see you next time. Hi friends, welcome to a little behind the scenes. I'm Avisha Scarborough, and I'm so excited to be part of the team at TV8 in Vail. I love the outdoor lifestyle here, I love the arts and culture, and I love being part of this community. My show is called Vail Vibes with Avisha, where I tell you about all the amazing activities going on here in Vail and surrounding areas all year round.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to this Saturday's edition of Good Morning Vail. Thank you for joining us this Saturday. I had a chance to sit down and talk to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Brad J., X Games and Olympic announcer. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Now I'm all smiles today because I'm going to do it. The man, the myth, the legend, Brad J. You might know him, X Games announcer extraordinaire, I should say, Olympic announcer, amongst many other. He wears a lot of hats. How are you doing, my friend Brad J? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for that. That's a very nice introduction. I mean, you and I have talked about it all the time. Just enjoying what you do
Yes.
is the key to life, and that's what we kind of found. What you've done and what I've done. It's awesome to be part of it.
Well, and I love this so much because, Brad, you are amazing at what you do, and the joy
Oh,
just
thank you.
flows through you, truthfully. And I have to share a little story because not only are you an amazing human being and really living out this dream job that so many people would be so grateful to have, you are such an inspiration and so kind and humble. And I really just, so many of us have gained a lot of courage and strength through you. I'm going to take you back. I don't know if you remember, but there was one moment where you
Uh-oh.
and I were on the half pipe during the X Games years ago, and I looked at you. I was modeling, and I think it was maybe Dew Tour. I'm not sure, but I looked at you and I'm
Could have
like,
been.
yeah, I was like, how did you get where you are? I know it's, really far reach for a lot of people.
Hmm.
And I was like, I want to do this. And you looked me dead in the eyes and you're like, oh, you'll get there. You want to do it, Gretchen? You like get after it, you put in the work and you'll get there. And that I took with me forever. And now, it's so neat. 10 years later, I get to interview the athletes that I was. And a lot of that, I'm getting emotional, is because of you, truly, just having you look at me and be like, you can do it. You can do it too, So thank you, really.
Well, I mean, thank you so much for bringing that up, because that's really what the key is on that is like I said to you in the beginning, like put your work in and, have that goal in mind. And that's what I had. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to be this announcer and just keep taking the jobs and try to get the experience. And I remember telling you, sometimes you got to volunteer
Yes.
to get noticed. And
Yeah.
volunteering, I mean, I volunteered high school baseball as an announcer and a DJ
Yeah.
all at the same time, just because I was trying to break in and trying to figure something out what I want to do. And that led to even DJing professional baseball. I worked for the Los Angeles Dodgers for, about six years as their DJ, because I was volunteering for high school baseball,
So cool.
so that kind of stuff, it really works. And if you're dedicated to your craft and you want to do work as hard as you can towards it, I've watched your career grow and everything that you've established from one job to another job. And it just, it makes you feel pretty good that you might have had something to do with that, to motivate someone into the right direction.
You really do. And thank you so much. And thanks for reminding me of that too, because I remember early days, everyone thought I was making so much money. And I'm like, no, man, I'm doing this for free from the genuine love of it. And they thought I was crazy. So thank you. See, you just have to follow your dreams, know your truth, and create your reality. Now, Brad, you have so much that you're doing. Walk us through a day in the life of Brad J. Tell us like what you just did, where you're going, all the good stuff.
Well, just finished up a couple of big events. So we were obviously in Aspen X Games. We'll
Yep.
talk about that in a second. Was there, and then I went to did a World Cup snowboarding and free skiing event out of Mammoth, back-to-back weekends, and then flew
Wow.
home. And on the daily basis at home, I get up and I record and produce a radio show
Yeah.
for Santa Barbara, California. It's a classic rock show. It's on ktyd.com. I do 7 to
Cool.
midnight. And I do this, and I've been doing this for 20 years. So I broadcast this show from wherever I'm at. So if I'm in a hotel in Aspen and I'm doing X Games, I'm doing my radio show for Santa Barbara.
Wow.
And it's also on the web too as well. So that's normal. Recently, I've just been signing contracts with establishing Paris 2024. I'm going to go out there and work for the Olympics.
Awesome.
TV commentator there, and I'm not sure the sports. Hopefully, surf, skateboard, BMX,
Right on.
some canoe slalom. So excited about that, and that's basically it. I mean, when you're ready to go and you get on the work path, you're there and
You're there.
working. But when I'm at home, I still have to do stuff, and I still have to do my radio shows and my daily stuff.
So cool. Now, for everyone watching, obviously you literally wear all the hats and you're doing the coolest, raddest job, I dare say, on the planet. I mean, what would you tell people? Because I know we were just speaking about living your truth and truly going after it, no matter what it looks like. What is the biggest piece of advice you would have for others with just following their dreams and really how you got to create your own reality?
That's an easy one, because I always say to people to this day, like youth or someone's trying to like break into the business, and they're trying to get into something, they want to be an announcer. What I've always said, that you have to see, look at what you do in your life and what gives you joy. Is it sports? Is it snowboarding? Is it skiing? Are you into music?
Right.
I mean, whatever that case may be, then you look into those fields for possible work opportunities
Right
that
on.
would fulfill that. Like first I was into music, always been kind of into that. Always wanted to be a DJ. I used to listen to a lot of radio DJs back when I was a kid, and that was something I wanted to do. And so I looked for that field and found my way into radio and being a morning show disc jockey and did that. But that was just a beginning path. Then that led to the announcing of X Games and what have you. But I had the idea that I wanted to be in music because I loved music. And so I still to this day do that show after 20 some odd years
Wow.
as I travel around doing all the other stuff too as well.
Right.
So find common ground in the things that you want to do and the things that you love and see if you can make work out of it. Because here's the final on that. When I go to work and announce, let's say, an event, right? I'm going to an event. I'm going to go announce X Games. It's a super pipe competition. When I get there and then that mic gets turned on and I'm on for the whole competition,
Yeah.
my mind just goes into competition mode because I love competition so much
Right on.
that I literally get into the comp. It's not even like I'm working. I'm just like,
Yes.
it's go time. It's B. Brad J. Announce, and the score coming in. Sean White, a perfect 100, or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. And you get caught up in it, and then when you're done work, you're like, wow, I actually get paid to do that, and I enjoy the heck out of it so much.
Yes.
So find something that you love and try to find avenues in that to do the things that you love and to continue to do that and enjoy it. Because remember, it's like, for me, it's like not even working when I'm at work. Yeah,
Right.
you travel and you deal with lost bags and planes and,
Oh, yes.
and this and that, but it's not working when you enjoy the heck out of it.
What is that old saying that when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life? It's truth. It truly is.
It really is.
Yeah.
It
That's
really
brilliant.
is. And if I'm tired and I'm just burnt and it's been so many days in a row, I still just be honored and feel fortunate that you get to do what you get to do on a daily basis. And, that kind of perks me up and go, okay, yeah, you got this. This is what you're here to do. And
Brad,
sometimes
who-
it helps put
Oh,
a
go-
good song on your head. And that helps too.
I love that. I'm just thinking because you are someone that now so many young and older people look up to, because you have created and carved this beautiful life for yourself. Who was the person that maybe you looked up to getting started?
Gosh, it's kind of a funny one, but
Yeah.
the one guy I'd have to look at as far as professional announcers, not really doing what I do,
Right.
but doing mainstream sports. One of the biggest influences always been in my life was the guy that I would watch is Vin Scully, the guy who used
right
to,
on.
he's passed away. He was the Dodgers broadcaster for years. And the reason I like Vin is because he could tell a story and explain what was happening on the field at the same time, still continuing with the story.
Cool.
So he'd go into a story and still call, that's strike one to the batter and still go back into the story. That's strike two to the batter and still tell the story. And that, what I always love about doing professional announcing now is like kind of telling the story of what they've done in the past, their rankings or what competitions they've won while you're announcing the event. So he's always been one. Al Michaels is a guy who's always done football, baseball, basketball,
Yeah.
Super Bowl, World Series. I mean, he's been around for a million years. And he's the guy as a kid I grew up to, and he was doing all sports. So to me, I was like, I always wanted to do more than one sport.
Right on. Yeah.
And seeing guys like him do more than one and continue to do so. And the guy's probably like 70 something now. So I guess there's
Wow.
hope for me.
I love it. There is hope for you. Brad, I could talk to you all day. I was wondering the very last question. What is one event that you have not done that you would be super amped to do or super stoked to do? Or have you covered them all? Bucket list.
No, I definitely have not. I'm a baseball fan.
Right
So being like announcing the World Series or something like that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Watching the Super Bowl yesterday, that would be amazing too. I've DJ'd NFL games.
Right
I was an
on.
on-court announcer for the Clippers in the NBA, and I DJ'd in baseball, but I never got to be part of the World Series. And I always loved being the announcer.
Cool.
But in baseball, I was always the DJ until one time we were playing Colorado Rockies
Woohoo.
at Dodger Stadium, opening day. I'm DJing and the mic breaks on the field, and so the announcer couldn't do it. And they go, Brad, you got to get in the booth and announce the Colorado lineup.
No way.
So
Oh, that's wild.
I jumped from, and this is the opening day at Dodger Stadium. So I jumped into the
Wow.
booth, I put the headset on, and like any announcer, you'd say, and now the starting lineup for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Well, I was so used to hearing I said your Colorado Rockies at Dodger Stadium on opening day.
Right
And
on.
it's like your heart kind of sinks. But
Dang
yeah,
it.
baseball's the love. Football would be fun to be part of. I
Cool.
mean, I already do the Olympics. I've done 8 Olympics, so
So,
that one's already checked off the box.
well, Brad, we adore you and thank you for making this world a brighter place. Truly, you're an amazing human being. Where can people, I love you, kid. Where can people check you out? Where should they go to find out all things
Okay,
Brad J?
social media really easy. Just at Brad Jay and the letters MC. So Brad
Awesome.
JAY MC on pretty much everything.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we feel honored that you came on our show today. Thank you, Brad.
All right, and let's get X Games to stay in Colorado, by the way.
Yes, please. We'll talk about that later. I'll be messaging you.
Please do. When there's anything, when they make any decisions or stuff's been signed, love to talk to you about it.
All right, Brad. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And keep it right here. We have more of the show to come.
Good morning, Vail.
Each week on the Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss the Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, if you've lived in Vail for a little while or a long while, you definitely know the Stockton Group. Our very own Kevin got to sit down and talk to Ty and Patrick about all things realty. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. If you're like me, you probably just received your new real estate taxes in the mail. And I know last year they assessed some real estate and some values went up significantly. Well, There's nobody that knows more about real estate and their values than the Stockton Group. And so I've got Patrick and Ty here to talk a little bit about the market, what's happening there, because it's exciting. There's still a lot of sales happening, but what's going on right now in the market? Are we kind of past the pandemic? Are we normalizing? Kind of where are we at?
Yeah. Pat, you want to kick in first?
Sure. I think what I have seen this year, or just this past year, I guess 2023, relative to kind of the height of the pandemic time, is we're normalizing is kind of the term that we're using for it. So properties are taking a little bit longer to sell, where it was maybe 3 to 6 weeks. 2021, beginning of 2022, we're back to kind of 3 to 6 months, which is a big shift, but is also very normal for us. So I think the main message from me this year is that pricing has really held constant. We're taking a little bit longer to sell, but sellers are patient. You know, inventory remains low, pricing remains strong.
Yeah. And Ty, in all your ads, you always say when you're in Vail, you're on vacation. And nobody loves living in a place more than where you feel like you're in vacation all the time. Now, we were talking before the interview about, you know, there is inventory out there, but sometimes you've got to go convince people to sell, and it takes a number. You got to have the right buyer that's willing to make that investment. Where's most of this luxury real estate sales right now happening?
Yeah, you know, I mean, we could sit here for an hour and talk about really a deep dive in the market. To Patrick's point, you know, inventory is still low. You know, it's higher than it was a year ago, but it's still at near historic lows. So that is causing prices to hold firm and in some areas rise. But sort of the name of the game last year actually was Beaver Creek and Bachelor Gulch. You know, we saw a nice run up in prices there, which I think we would both agree had been held down over the last, say, 10 years when Vail was making these big run-ups after, you know, the financial crisis, where the banking crisis. And so it was nice to see Beaver Creek and Bachelor Gulch sort of have its time last year. And there were some really significant homes that sold there. And then you flip back to Vail, and the name of the game there has been really the condominium market. You know, anything in Vail Village and Lions Head, if it's a desirable product, it sells quickly, and it sells, you know, at a premium price. I mean, we broke through a $5,000 square foot ceiling this last year.
Wow.
Which is significant when you think about where we've gone the last 15 or 20 years. I can remember when we were through $1,000 a square foot, and everybody said, "Oh my gosh, you know, this can't go higher." But you've heard me also use the term or the phrase, "Don't bet against Vail," because we have a real scarcity problem here.
Yeah.
And it'll always be that way, whether it's Bachelor Gulch, Beaver Creek, Vail Village, Lions Head. There are more people that desire to be here than product or inventory that we have. And it's sort of like beachfront.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to be on the ocean or beachfront and you want to be in Vail Village or Beaver Creek Village or Bachelor Gulch, there's only so much of it. And so we think that trend will continue.
Now, we know those village locations are in high demand just because of the proximity to the lifts and everything going on. How about some of these surrounding neighborhoods? What are you seeing there?
Yeah.
I think if I look at the market as a whole, 50% of the transactions across the valley in a $3 billion market happen in the $1 to $3 million price range. So the majority of the activity is really in that $1 to $3 million range. The neighborhoods that really highlight that type of price point to me, East Vail, West Vail, Booth Creek, even Cascade Village in Vail, while that is rising a bit. And then you have Eagle Vale, Avon, Edwards, you know, Singletree, more of the, in those neighborhoods, we're seeing buyers that are local. We have domestic, out-of-state buyers, primarily Texas and Florida. And then we've got a little bit of the international, where the international tends to fall into that kind of 3 million plus. But 1 to 3 is really kind of the sweet spot for the valley. And East Vail to Edwards, that's where all that takes place.
I think Patrick mentioned Avon, and it's worth noting, you know, with the riverfront here at Weston, the Front Gate project has been highly successful. And we just launched 2 days ago the Kestrel Townhomes, which is in Eagle Vale, right on Eagle River, and our phone has been very busy. These are $3.5 to $4.5 million townhomes, 3 and 4 bedrooms, and we're fulfilling or fitting a niche that's hasn't been addressed in the market. Low HOA fees, oversized garages, elevators, things of that nature, and so Avon is kind of firecracker hot right now.
Wow.
It's great the things that they've done here over the last few years to draw community in, and so that is one of those off mountain areas that is getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, with the limitations on being able to have new construction or any construction at this point, the single family homes have just skyrocketed, and then you get to the duplexes and then the townhomes. Where are you seeing the most appreciation coming in?
It still seems to be in because values were undervalued in Beaver Creek and Bachelor Gulch. We've seen a nice lift there, and we continue to see prices just rise in Vail Village and Lions Head. I don't know where that's going to go at this point, but we understand the reasons why. Again, more buyers than sellers, and we talked again off air about what's kind of happening out there, and we're doing more off-market deals now than ever before. So, what does that mean exactly? A buyer says, "Hey, I want a house with 5 bedrooms, close to town, more traditional home," which we're seeing a resurgence into, and we tell them, well, we don't have anything. So we go through, having done this for a long time, we'll get on the phone and start calling some of our homeowners and say, would you be a seller? And some of those deals are coming together in a more sort of under the radar screen or quiet manner than a traditional list it, bring a buyer together and sell it, and report that transaction.
Right. That was actually my next question. It was like, what do you tell a buyer that there's just don't see the inventory they're looking for? And it's like, don't give up. Let you guys do the work. Get out there and find that property for them, because it's not like there's a lot of things listed right now. You've got to work your magic.
That's right.
For sure. And I would say now more than ever, having a trusted professional to help you is paramount, because in a market where today we have around 300 properties across the valley for sale, all price points, and where we've had, from 1,500 to 2,000 transactions happening in a total year. So that is a scarcity problem, to Ty's point. So if you're looking for something very specific, the best way to find that is to have somebody that's out there really looking for you, and can maybe call a seller that we've worked with before and say, would you be willing to sell your property? Sure, if.
Right.
I call it the make me move number. Some people say, I'm not that motivated, but if I get the right price, and that is driving prices up, and buyers understanding that there's so few options, maybe initially struggle with that price, but they see it more as an opportunity versus a comparative market analysis, if you will, like the last home sold here. And no two homes are the same in Vail and Beaver Creek. These are all custom homes. And how do we track that for buyers? Well, one of the great things about being with Compass Real Estate is they have arguably the best real estate technology platform out there. And so we're able to create collections for people, and we set up with a lot of parameters what they're looking for, and if something does come on the market, we get notified right away, so do they, and we can communicate with them in our platform in a way that they feel connected to what's going on. And then, of course, all of the behind-the-scenes stuff that we talked about, where if it's not on the market, we're giving them constant updates about, we've talked to these people, they're not a seller, or they may be, or it creates this domino effect where I'm a seller if you can find me another home.
Right.
And that's the other challenge we have, because then we go back into that limited inventory piece. So, we talked about not really getting into a lot of raw data here, because a lot of times these neighborhoods the information can be statistically insignificant, I like to say. One sale can tell the wrong story, and Patrick and I, we meet in the office every day, and we talk about what we're hearing, what we're seeing, and what really is going on out there. And the low inventory piece is keeping annual sales down from the historic highs during the pandemic. We went to, I believe, 4.2 billion in sales across the market, and that number dropped this last year, but it has nothing to do with buyer fatigue. It has everything to do with lack of inventory, and in some cases, some sellers being overly aspirational about where their price is, and will say, it's not really a turnkey home, and it really doesn't warrant that number, and so that is driving up some of those days on market numbers that Patrick talked about a little earlier.
Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you coming in, giving us this expert advice. And if you're out there in the market to buy a home or sell a home, don't forget the professionals, Compass Real Estate, the Stockton Group. You've got Patrick, you've got Ty here that will help guide you, lead you on this journey. And if there's something that you don't see on the market, don't give up. These experts will definitely find that home that fits your needs. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com, because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tv8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
name's Devon, and I come from a line of pop artists that can be traced all the way back to Andy Warhol. I'm the guy that's kind of carrying the torch from that tradition into the 21st century. What inspires me is nostalgia, and just remembering anything from the past makes us feel good, warms our soul. And so I want to leverage familiarity with people. The artwork that I'm doing today is very similar to the way pop art started. I still fundamentally work in the principles of, sourcing my content from pop culture. So there's photographs and there's comics and there's still, advertising and mass media, that kind of a thing. But what I do is I add a few more layers than they did. As a result of being maybe 60 years on, there's a lot of things that have happened between now and then. And so I feel like I want to capture that too. And so I represent the time gap in different layers in my artwork, almost in the way that you would see layers in geology. Because there's different seasons and years that have passed. And so you can see little relics of the past. There's a lot of layers in our own psychology that I'm capturing as well. I'm trying to take a flashlight, if you will, and poke it through a tip of an iceberg. And let's call that pop culture. The landscape of pop culture is where I start with a little flashlight and illuminate some of the psychological layers below. I try to explore what it is about pop culture that is captivating our attention in the first place. There's this thing called the collective unconscious, so many people can relate to a lot of these things, and yet each of these people come away with maybe a little bit different interpretation, which is what I call the personal unconscious. So I put little story elements in there, and I'm always surprised at what other people take away as the meaning from it. Most songs and literature and art all kind of have this thread, in general, the hero's journey. A lot of these things bring comfort just in general to see because they've grown up with it or loved it, or they aspire to be that person, which is really what the hero's journey is about, is really we want to be the hero of our own lives. I want to be the hero in my story, don't you? And so if someone is inspired, I certainly am inspired in working with all of these different stories and this content. And if at the end of the day you're inspired by it, that's my goal, is the inspiration behind it. And I'm trying to make it fun. It's like I love switching it up. Some people think, oh, this is fresh and new. And then I'm like, but it isn't. And it is at the same time. It's like this, I'm still working in this tradition of artists from the past, and yet I'm putting a modern twist on it. But really, I'm just leveraging the past. And maybe through my body of work, you can sort of see, a wider scope of the whole thing. But really, the core is this hero's journey.
Good morning, Vail.
It's the fastest half hour in television. Toyota's Race Week takes you inside the high-speed world of NASCAR. Go behind the scenes for a look into the high adrenaline world of motorsports and hear from your favorite drivers as they discuss the drive to a championship. If you love NASCAR, you won't want to miss Toyota's Race Week.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the Immersion Theater.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's nightly live music at Gambit Bar, The Hype, Shakedown Bar, The Red Lion, The Chop House, the Weston Riverfront in Avon, and Park Hyatt Beaver Creek. Chasing Rabbits will be having their weekly Lucky Fridays event featuring DJ Sunforce. If you're into fine art, Tara Novak will be having the last of her in-person art exhibit at the Avon Library this Friday and Sunday. Visit taranovakart.com for more info. The Alpine Art Center in Edwards is hosting their Cupcakes and Canvas event on Sunday, February 18th at 3. Find out more at alpineartcenter.org. On February 17th and 18th, the Valar Performing Arts Center will be featuring Stomp, the international percussion sensation. On Friday morning, there will be a free guided snowshoe tour at Nature Discovery Center on Vail Mountain. Visit walkingmountains.org for more info on this event and many others. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info, and as always, spread the good vibes.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I've always loved the Minturn Mile, and two amazing women created a clothing line called the Minturn Mile. Kim sat down and chatted with them. Let's check it out.
Good morning, Vail.
Now we are back, and it is the start of our Wednesday morning edition, and on Valentine's Day. And what better thing to celebrate than love and love of the outdoors, especially the backcountry and all of the cool things that we have here in the Vail Valley, specifically the Minturn Mile. Joining me today are the founders of the Minturn Mile Company. I've got Anna and Colleen. How are you, ladies?
Good morning.
Good morning. So Minturn Mile Company, you know, there's a lot of conversation about the Minturn Mile, and you should probably be experienced if you're going to adventure out there. But what exactly is the Minturn Mile Company and also the Minturn Mile?
Yeah, thank you. Well, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you as well, Anna.
As Colleen said earlier, we'll lead with the heart, so we'll explain what our logo is. But the Minturn Mile is a place for experienced skiers. We want to make sure of that. We're not guides, but it is a place full of lore. It's a place full of that we call, you know, Friday night feeling or spring break feeling, where you can hike up Ptarmigan, ski some powder turns, and then it's a very adventurous trail that you take. The mile is actually much more than 1 mile. It's a few miles. Yeah. And you take a exciting little trail through the woods. There's a beaver pond crossing. There's a place you can stop and have a picnic or an après drink, all on your own, little picnic. And then you ski all the way to Minturn. And so we both live there in Minturn, and we wanted to celebrate something. We wanted to explore our creative side. Yeah. We both work in healthcare and love where we live and love the outdoors, and wanted to celebrate being outdoors with people we love and care about in a way from screens, so to speak, because we both have children. So that's kind of something that we think about a lot too.
Yeah.
Is being outside together, and I feel like that's very much what this valley is all about. So this is an expression of our love of that place.
That's great. That's great. Now I know it's been a little bit of a secret, but now it's becoming more popular to know about the run. So you mentioned safety, and you are not guides, but talk to me about like how can somebody experience it, and what made you decide that you wanted to try it?
Great question.
Yeah.
Well, when I first moved to Vail, we were kind of like always powder seeking and looking for what's around the corner. And then I moved to Minturn in 2015, and I learned about the mile and how I could commute home. But to do so, you want to just like take all your extra precautions, know where you're going, be very, very in tune with how to get where you're going, because there are stories of friends having to be rescued from the area. And, there's tree runs, there's whoop-dees, and you're also in backcountry snow area. Luckily, it's a nice area that's not too steep, and there's plenty of low-angle, nice trails to go on. But it is backcountry, and it's just something that kind of is a little extra. Like you get your nice powder day at Vail, and you want to do a little bit more, a little extra, you want a little adventure, people come to the mile for that. And has some legendary access to get to Minturn so that people can end their day for après or even hop on a bus back to Vail and have a good time back in Vail.
It's really so special and so unique to have that from the resorts and then be able to end up in Minturn, which is just a little magical place in itself.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Minturn Mile Company. We've got some merchandise, which you ladies are wearing some as well, but I love this t-shirt. It's so great.
That's celebrating the beaver pond. It's kind of the famous place where you're going on this whoop-de trail, and then all of a sudden you have to cross some willows that are peeking out of the snow over this little beaver pond, and people tend to stop there, and the sun kind of hits your face right when you get there and have their picnics. And we sat down with my husband and we started sketching some things out, and he came up with this awesome drawing, and we worked with a graphic designer to translate that to a t-shirt. So it's kind of
a beaver. It's so great.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a skiing beaver? And then we've got this great sweatshirt as well, and it's so lightweight. It feels very cozy and comfortable.
Yeah.
You can see the logo.
Yeah, the heart logo is a bit how we feel like Game Creek Bowl looks from here, from Avon, and the two M's within the logo represent Minturn Mile. So perfect for Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. So you mentioned leading with the heart, and so tell me a little bit about that and what that means.
I think that we both feel so deeply about our area, about the wilderness around us. We love Minturn, we love all the shops and restaurants, we love living there, but we also so very much appreciate seeing everybody come ski and snowboard down the mile and chit-chatting with them, and everyone's having their best day, and they're all heading into town, and we chat with people a lot through the weekends as we hear like the boards and the skis slapping down the street, and everyone's just having such a unique and fun time. And so I think that in addition to our deep respect for the wilderness that is behind us, we really so easily see how deeply everybody loves their experience.
Yeah, we get to kind of jump in on the stoke and pop outside and say, hey, anybody want a sticker or patch? You finished it, you did it.
Congratulations.
Because for some, it might just be a commute, but for others, it's like this huge relief. Like, I did that. That was the biggest adventure I've had. I came here to do that.
It's really hard for some people, so it really is an accomplishment.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, there's a great history behind the Minturn Mile as well. So would either one of you like to kind of share a little bit? I know people have kind of been doing that commute for years as they started working and all of the different things.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I think that it really came about because it's an old logging road. So Game Creek Trail, starting at the end of Taylor Street in Minturn, goes up to actually almost the bottom of Chair 7. But it's an old logging road, but don't be fooled, it's not actually a road or a driving road. It's just there's a path through the woods because of that. So it's kind of cool too for some summer hikers or people that like to uphill. You'll go through and you'll see trees that have names carved in them, and trees where people are keeping the branches a little bit low or getting rid of the low branches. But it's just got this long ancient access that we get to enjoy. It is still a little tricky to navigate though, so we don't like to, guide people exactly on how to do it because it does take a little bit of skill. But
it also was in early access as they were exploring Vail and exploring, access to that area, because you can get up to Eagle's Nest, of course, and there's a hiking trail that can take you from Eagle's Nest and connect with that Game Creek Trail as well. Bike trail in the summer, what we call Cougar Ridge. It's been beautifully maintained and is so much fun in the summer. So we very much look forward to celebrating this same area through all of the summer activities too. So that's to come as well.
It's almost like our own mini Oregon Trail here in Vail.
Yeah, exactly.
So talk to me about the purpose of the Minturn Mile Company. So it's to obviously create awareness and to celebrate the outdoors and celebrate, but also to connect communities. So tell me a little bit more about it.
Oh yeah, well we are super lucky to kind of have our front row seat there, but it started with kind of us getting to connect a little bit more as neighbors and friends and moms in the area, do something creative. And then all of a sudden, I think we found ourselves like talking to people a little bit more, and not just about our healthcare worlds that we've been in for the better part of the last 10 and 20 years, so respectively, but it's kind of like a connection maker, and we're starting to meet people that are doing things, creating things. A friend made these earrings I'm wearing. One of our neighbors is an artist, and we're just starting to like pull in all these new things we didn't know about people and like learn about ourselves too. And that to me has been really, really fun. And then to actually have dedicated time to spend with my friend and our children and just to do something creative is just, we're kind of just learning and figuring it out. Excited to like share with people instead of just doing it in our sketchbooks.
I love that. We've had a lot of fun with early collaborations with businesses in Minturn and others, and very much look forward to what's to come there. We hope that with enough success, we can reach out to some nonprofits. We have a few different nonprofits we're really passionate about, so we have some early conversations with them that we really want to give back. This is something that's creative, and we want that outlet to be an opportunity to support others locally. So I think though we want to celebrate this with all of whom visit the area, we want to keep this feeling really local and authentic and celebrate the many great things that people are doing here. So
that's great. I love that.
We got the chance to kind of help support with our first event with the Vail Rec District. There was a skimo race on Meadow Mountain last week, and got to give some shirts out and just connect, and that's a really cool first step for making this feel a little bit more outside of just us and learning and starting to be part of the community more.
Oh, very exciting stuff. So where can we go to find out more information or to just keep up with what you're doing?
Yeah, thank you. Minturn-mile.com is our website, and then minturn.mile is our IG handle.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Well, very exciting stuff. I love the merch. I especially the little skiing beaver. Who doesn't have a skiing beaver?
I love the skiing beaver.
I think it's so great. Well, Anna and Colleen, we appreciate you, and very excited to see what you do with the Minturn Mile Company and how you just create community and keep things feeling special and local and magical like it is.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now we will be back with more on our Wednesday morning edition and Valentine's Day edition of Good Morning Vail. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? all you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Join host Mitch English and Reese Pascal for Daily Flash, a live, upbeat, and fun take on today's news, entertainment, and social media trends. Our host will keep you informed, entertained, and ready to jumpstart your day. Tune in to Daily Flash. TV8, there's more for you on 92. Serving the local community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to the second half of Good Morning Vail, this Saturday edition. What a great day we're having thus far. And we have Tracy with her salmon sandwich. Very excited, looking forward to that, creating an amazing sandwich, as well as Bill Humbert. So sit back, have that cup of coffee, because Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
I don't know about you, but I've learned a lot from this next man, Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy. Kim, we got to sit down and talk to him for a little bit about all things recruiting. Let's take a look.
Now, welcome back. I've had quite an interesting discussion with the recruiter guy, Bill Humbert, who is also the award winner of Corporate Vision Magazine's 2023 Business to Pay Attention To. And joining me back to talk about from the business side of things is all about how to, where does talent acquisition fit within human resources and a company's vision and structure and growth strategy. So Bill, thanks for joining.
Kimberly, thank you. I'm excited to be here. This is one of my favorite topics.
I love it. So human resources and recruiting, in theory, they should be the same, and they are continually put into the same department, but really their functionalities are very different. So tell me a bit about, why do you suggest, as you like to say, deleting recruiting from human resources?
That is my 5-minute disrupt HR speech, delete recruiting from HR. And, what I don't want to do is get the folks, the professionals in HR upset, because their functions are very, very important in a company structure. Consider benefits, compensation, culture, employee development, employee onboarding, employee retention, and HR technology. They're all important functions within a company. The only problem is they are either administrative or compliance functions. Mm-hmm. Recruiting mirrors the sales process perfectly, line by line, step by step. When was the first time you ever saw a compliance officer lead a company in sales?
That is exactly right. You don't see it.
You don't, never.
Absolutely.
And so companies are complaining, we can't find the right people, and we can't. And so HR's response too often is, well, we'll find another place to post the positions. Mm-hmm. That's not sales. That's marketing, maybe, but it's not sales. And so it's important to, I feel, to delete recruiting from HR and then put it into reorganize it into operations. Operations is where they're feeling the pain. Mm-hmm. HR is not feeling the pain. And so HR does not have one sales manager on its staff because they don't trust sales. And so over in operations, they've got a sales manager who knows how to solve sales problems.
It's true. And just like you mentioned, there is a reason third-party recruiting agencies exist, and they have a sales model because that's what they do. They go out, they attract the talent, they chase the business down. So talk to me about operations. You mentioned that you believe recruiting should be under operations, and what would that look like according to you, in your opinion?
Well, typically, so, it just depends on the company and its size, right? If it's a small company, then that person would sit around the managers they're supporting. So I don't care if it's a cube, an office, they need a conference room nearby so that they can have They're quiet conversations with candidates when they're trying to sell them on the position, and especially when they're talking about compensation. However, I've worked out of cubes, and it's been fine. I just shoot over to the office or the conference room when I need it. The advantage to doing that is the managers get used to seeing them supporting their business, and they're much more comfortable with that recruiter because they're there every day in front of them, and that makes it easier for the recruiter when a manager is slacking off and not responding back on resumes. And I do this all the time. Yeah, I'm an East Coast kid. I'm from Maryland. I'm not afraid of getting in front of somebody and saying, "So, what's going on?" and and what I've seen sometimes is when I get in front of them, I'm thinking of one right now at Rockwell Collins Avionics. He told me, "Well, the reason I haven't responded is because I don't want to fill this position right now, but it takes too much time and too much work to open a position." And yet he keeps saying to HR that, and reporting to his executives, that HR is not getting the job done. And so with that person, I said, "So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to HR, and I'm going to suggest they close the position until you're ready to recruit for it."
And that's how it should be done. HR has so many other components, from benefits and, retention and succession planning, all of those things, whereas recruiting it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So have you seen this process implemented in a successful manner?
The first time I did it, I was on a recruiting contract with MCI Telecommunications, the company that brought us Friends and Family and 1-800-COLLECT. And they were so light on their feet for a large corporation. And they brought me in for a huge project. They had a 200-member IT organization that was called New Commercial Billing Development Corporation, IT organization, and they were transitioning from talent-rich Pentagon City, Virginia, to talent-poor Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Now, don't get me wrong, I lived in Cedar Rapids for 15 years. It's a great town, but there were only 3 IBM mainframe shops. That's not a good pool to choose from. And not only that, the largest by 2 times was MCI.
Wow.
And so I developed the recruiting strategy, and I worked with the managers directly, and HR did their job. Their job was to get the offer letters out right away when we were extending offers, and then they would be involved in the onboarding. And then one more area they were involved in was when I needed to open new positions, I'd just tell them which positions I wanted to open. I always had 80 openings at any given time, because if I found the right candidate for any of them, I'd plug them into that one. So the managers and I worked directly together. They loved it. We traveled together. We went to 43 cities from January 1st, 1993 to December 31st, 1993. We had to hire a minimum of 120 IT professionals in those 12 months. Every last 2 weeks of every month, we would go to 2 to 3 cities, interview anywhere from 16 to 24 candidates per day. Every night over dinner, we would make hiring decisions and offer amount decisions. And then I would go and send a note to HR requesting a permission to extend those offers. And they even, after we got going and they started seeing the volume that was coming in at night, they set up one of their HR managers to work hours that mirrored my hours, so they could, at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, respond back, extend the offer, extend the offer, extend the offer. So we did that. At the end of December 31st of 93, we counted noses and seats, and we had 143 IT professionals in seats. Only 10 of them relocated from Virginia.
Wow. Wow. Well, congratulations. That's a lot of hiring very quickly. It sounds like you definitely implemented the sales approach, which is you go after it and you, I hate to say this, use this phrase, eat what you kill. Sounds like you really did that. So talk to me a little bit about how many companies have benefited from your advice and your sales implementation tactics?
Well, you know, every company that I go, so my focus has been to work with one company at a time and charge a flat monthly fee for my service. And, you know, it's a good fee, and it's a consulting fee. And so I demonstrate that it works by implementing it for that company. My best client is a company that was based in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and that was Mainstream Management. And I've worked with them 11 different times. The last position I helped them fill, excuse me, was a woman COO for a restaurant chain that they had. But other companies that Trex Company, the deck company, worked with them a couple of times. I worked with Acciona Energy. They're in the renewable energy business, and I helped them find people both for solar farms and for wind farms. I've worked with another company 4 times, Transamerica. You probably heard of them. And I helped them fill audit positions, and then they had me help them fill some project management positions. So a lot of the companies that I work with bring me back, and that's a good sign about my skills in implementing sales as a recruiting process.
Well, you've certainly you've won awards to prove it, and you've got lots of books out there as well to share your knowledge. Now, Bill, where can we go to get more information, to order the books, to follow you, to hire you as a consultant?
That's easy. I'm recruiterguy.com, and above the fold, you'll see my contact information. It's a red banner, and it says "Speak with Bill." And you just click on that and pick a day and a time, and if it works you, and I will have a nice half-hour conversation with you. Also on that page is a banner, rotating banner, and my New York Times interviews, my interviews with the province in Canada, all my Deerfield Media interviews, both on Talent Attraction and Career Search, are on there. So it's a banner, and you can just click on any of those and see what I'm doing. And it's a pretty thorough website in terms of recruiting. So yeah, I love doing what I do. I've done it since 1981, and I'll continue doing it as long as I keep having fun.
Well, the recruiter guy, Bill Humbert, you are a wealth of knowledge. We appreciate all of the advice that you share with our viewers on a regular basis. Bill, thanks so much. And again, congratulations on that award.
Thanks, Kimberly. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, we will have a bit more here on the show, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself, here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, Tracy really knows how to cook. I could take a cue from her. I could definitely take a tip from her. She made a salmon sandwich that is to die for. Let's check it out.
We've got a great menu today. Actually, this is going to be kind of a summertime menu. We are going to make a salmon sandwich with avocado and a potato salad. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is start cooking the salmon, because we're going to cook it. You can serve the salmon sandwich warm if you want to, or you can package it up and serve it at room temperature or cool as well. So what we're going to do now is just start with cooking the salmon. I have a raw piece of salmon right here, and it's kind of a thick one too, so it's going to take a little while to cook. I'm going to put it in a frying pan. I've got the heat over a medium heat. I'm going to crank that up a little bit, because if you remember some of the past classes, when we're putting something cold into our warm frying pan, it takes the temperature down. So you want to crank it up when you're first putting things in there. I'm going to use a little olive oil. You use whatever oil you like the best. We'll put that on the bottom, and then we are going to generously coat our salmon with salt and pepper. So that means you're really going to get every part of the salmon. This salmon has skin. Most of it does. So I'll show you how to remove that skin in an easy way as we cook it. We are going to put it meat side down in the pan. I'm going to just make sure that pan is kind of hot, because of course we want that pan to be warm and get that sizzle whenever we put the meat in there. So here we go. Ooh, a little bit of a sizzle. I can crank it up just a tiny bit. So we're going to do skin side up. We will flip the salmon, and then once it cooks, the skin will easily peel right off. A lot of people like the skin, but it's a little more high in fat. You can crisp it up if you want to add it to the sandwich. I'm not going to teach you how to do that, because this is a healthy cooking class, and the skin of things, animals, aren't always that healthy. So we have generously doused it with salt and pepper. We've got it in our pan, skin side up. It's maybe about an inch thick, so it is going to take a little bit of time to cook. I can hear it sizzling right now. I'm going to want to get a nice sear on the outside, and then I'm going to flip it over, and we will continue to cook it until it's done. Meanwhile, let's make some potato salad. So you got the little baby potatoes in your package today. I have already boiled those. So when you're boiling potatoes, you put them in water, not ice cold water, but you don't drop them into boiling water. Whenever you're boiling potatoes, you start the potatoes in not cold, but not warm water. So just kind of room temperature water. You put the potatoes in there, and then it all comes to a boil on its own. So it really kind of is a gradual process. It takes about 15 minutes to boil those potatoes. I have boiled them, I've strained the water out of them, and I put them in a bowl in the refrigerator so they can cool down for our potato salad. So let me just grab those. They should be nice and cool, which will be nice for us when we're cutting them, because potatoes, hot potatoes, are so hard to cut. The avocado and the tomato are for our salmon sandwich, so I'm just going to move those right down there. We have these nice potatoes. It doesn't matter if you have red or white or yellow potatoes. The potato salad kind of, it'll work with anything. You know, if you want to make mashed potatoes or something like that, you want more of a russet potato. But with a potato salad, you can really use these or those little golden Yukon potatoes. Those are really nice. I like to cut my potatoes in little coin sizes for my potato salad. So we're just going to kind of easily cut them. Try to make sure that you're not cutting away the skin. The skin is where you get a lot of nutrients in most of your veggies. So we don't want to peel them. We just want to make sure they cut nicely with the potato piece so that you get a nice bite when you're enjoying your potato salad. Those already look beautiful. A nice sharp knife. Cut them pretty evenly. Here we go. Keep on cutting them. This is a job you could give to one of your kids. But again, this could be a dangerous job, folks, because the potato is rolly, and we've talked about that many times. This one you can hold, and when you're cutting, you like to hold your fingers kind of tucked in like that so that you can hold on to whatever you're cutting, but you're not going to cut like your tip of your fingernail off or something. So a good trick whenever you're cutting anything is just to curve your fingers in just a little bit like that. If you see any pieces that you don't like, just discard them. You don't want them in your salad. Quality control is really important. Alrighty. These are looking good. I can hear the salmon starting to sear up a little bit. You can always cook the salmon in the oven as well. Whenever you're cooking fish in the oven, you want to cook it at a high temperature, like 400 degrees, and then cook it for about 15 minutes or so, check it, and then pull it out, because it's going to continue cooking after you pull it out. Everything continues to cook after you take it off the heat. A piece of salmon that doesn't have a bone in it or anything, it's only going to continue to cook for a couple of minutes. But you know, if you pull off like a pork chop from the grill that has a bone in it, that's going to continue to cook for 5-7 minutes or so. And if you had a big like filet mignon, tenderloin or something like that, that does cook for another, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. So remember that if you want to get your temperature perfectly right. Okay, this looks like it's time to flip over the salmon. How do we know? Because we can wiggle it around and it's not sticking to anything. So when it doesn't stick, that means it's time to flip over. Ooh, and that looks good. We have a nice sear on the salmon, but I do want you to see this side right there. You see how raw that is right there? That means that's a big fat piece and it's going to take a little bit longer to cook. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the temperature down to low, and we're just going to kind of chill with that cooking, because we don't want to overcook the salmon, but we certainly don't want it too undercooked either. So we seared up one side. Now it's skin side down, and it's on a lower temperature. So we're going to just let that cook slowly. And we'll go back to our potato salad. Now we have all of our potatoes cut nicely. And what we're going to do is make a dressing for the potato salad. I'm doing a creamy dressing for the salad. So again, we're going to use a mayonnaise and a sour cream split. And remember why we did that? It's just really nice to add those two flavors together, and it kind of helps so that the mayonnaise isn't too mayonnaise-y, if that's a technical term in the kitchen. So we're going to do equal parts of mayonnaise and sour cream. And we don't want too much. We don't want this to be an overly creamy dish, but we do want to give it a little bit of body. So we're going to put that right in there. I'm going to toss, and of course, like sour cream and potatoes, I mean, really, that's such a great combination. So we're just going to toss our potatoes in there now with a little bit of dressing. So if you like it more creamy and you want a little more dressing, by all means, you're the chef here. We are going to generously put some salt and pepper, and this has some celery seed in it, so some salt and pepper and celery seed onto our potatoes, and then we're just going to stir them around. So again, it's a creamy sauce, but we're not going to overdo it too much. You could really stop here if you've got like plain Jane eaters around, or you could add some more goodies. And that's what we're going to do right now. I feel like we need something fun in this salad, so I've decided to bring in some pepperoncinis and some mustard. Mustard is always really nice in these kind of salads with the mayonnaise mixture. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a bite. So we'll add a little bit of mustard. I can smell the mustard. I can smell the heat from it. So we're looking at having just a little bit of spice here in our salad. So we're going to take a couple pepperoncinis. I'm going to do 3 of them, 3 big ones, because they're all different sizes. And we're just going to slice those, again, in little rings. I want to get a little bit of a bite to them, so I'm going to keep them intact in those rings. And that's kind of like what we did when we cut up the potatoes. So once again, going back to when you're making something or when you're cooking something, you kind of want things the same size. Just like in the salads, when we cut up the cucumbers and the carrots and things like that, we want them all just about the same size. Let's make sure we separate these. And this has a nice vinegary taste as well, so that's going to add a good flavor. If you don't like a pepperoncini, just adding a little bit of white wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar to this will kind of give you that acidic taste that you need. All right, so we've got it all stirred up. Really easy, simple. When your ingredients are this fresh, you know, when it's summertime and everything tastes so good, you really don't need to mix a lot of things in it. When I was first creating recipes, I would notice every time I was really messing up on a recipe, I'd be like, oh, add another thing to it, add another thing to it. And all of a sudden there were like 18 things in my dish and you couldn't really identify any nice flavors. And that's just because I was just trying to put a Band-Aid on something that didn't really need it. So if you have fresh, good ingredients, just go and highlight those ingredients. These potatoes are fresh. It's the season for them. The pepperoncinis are going to give it a little bit of a bite and a lot of acidic flavor, and that's going to be really, really nice. So we're going to pop this back into the refrigerator so it gets nice and cold. We're going to take a quick break and let our salmon finish cooking. It's starting to get nice and cooked up. I think it needs about 5 more minutes because you see, we don't want to overcook it. I don't want it all the way browned, but I do want that pink to be just a little bit less, kind of just a stripe down the middle. So we'll give that salmon 5 more minutes. We'll take a quick break. We'll cool off the potato salad. We'll learn about why this is so healthy.
Good morning, Vail.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
TV8 te brinda la mejor programación en español todos los días. Sintoniza Conexión Latina los lunes, miércoles y viernes a las 7 de la tarde con repeticiones los fines de semana. Además, te presentamos nuestro nuevo programa Sabores y Creaciones, donde hemos juntado tus recetas y manualidades favoritas en un solo lugar los martes y jueves a las 7 de la tarde. Y por último, disfruta de Daily Flash Latino, con noticias y entretenimiento en tendencia los sábados a las 7 de la tarde. Te esperamos por el canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina, nuestro canal de YouTube TV8 Vail Good Morning Vail o nuestra página web tv8vail.com.
Hello everyone, I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on Flash Deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We've transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Good morning, Vail.
We are taking a look back at an interview with the clothing company Peppermint. Let's see what they have to say.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail, everyone. Now joining us on the couch this morning is Eagle Valley High School Principal Tom Laframboise to give us a little bit of updates, just kind of give us the inside scoop of what's been going on at Eagle Valley High School this past semester. What can we look ahead coming into the spring, winter and spring semester, and even kind of looking into next school year. So Tom, thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here. It's always easy to brag up Eagle Valley High School, so
Yes.
I love having that opportunity here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us on the show. You are principal, as I just mentioned. This is your first year as principal.
It is.
Tell us a little bit about how this new role has been for you, and I know you were with the school prior to that as well.
Yeah, I've been with the school for, boy, I don't know. It's been about 10, 12 years right now.
Okay.
You lose track of the
Yeah.
years right now. So stepping into this new role as principal, I've been in administration the whole time. So stepping into the role as principal, it's fun and it's exciting and it just has its moments. But it's neat because you get to, I've seen kind of the changes I wanted to make. So now you get an opportunity to make some decisions to guide that pathway to bring it to how you want.
Yes, that's very exciting, and I know it's been an eventful year already for you guys at Eagle Valley High School. And mentioning off camera, we were kind of talking about your 3 pride points as principal, which is academics, athletics, and culture, right?
Correct.
Let's kind of dive a little bit into all 3 of those, starting with maybe academics. What have been some accomplishments, or kind of what are we looking forward in terms of academics at Eagle Valley?
I think academics, when we really look at it, we made the AP honor roll last year.
Okay.
So enough students passed the test, and they have this whole formula, so I'm not sure. That's a huge point of honor for us. The other thing we celebrate academic-wise is the number of students that we have that graduate with the seal of biliteracy.
Okay.
So it means they're proficient in both English and Spanish, and
Love that.
it's hard to get to, and we have a lot of students that make it there. Third thing that we've talked about is the number of students we have graduating with an associate's degree from CMC.
Yes.
So talk about an accomplishment at this, actually before you get your high school diploma, because I think their graduation is like a week before.
Yeah, I think you're
Then
right.
we have kids graduating with an associate's degree,
That's
with getting
huge.
there.
Yeah.
So those are some big points that we talk about right now. And how can we expand on all of those points is our focus.
Yeah, no, it seems like great accomplishments through AP, through the seal of biliteracy. and all sorts of things happening academically. But I also know sports are huge. We're wrapping up winter season, is that right?
We are wrapping up winter season.
So tell me a little bit, kind of what has been going down athletic wise.
Yeah, so let's go back just a little bit, because
Okay.
athletics and activities, our speech and debate was the state champions last year.
Nice,
So always have to
congratulations.
bring that up.
Yes.
That's amazing. And now we're winding down. We're actually in the last week of our winter sports. So we have our Nordic and our Alpine teams are competing at the state championships this weekend.
Okay.
We have 4 wrestlers that qualified for state. They're going this weekend at Ball Arena to compete there.
Ball Arena.
At Ball Arena,
Wow.
it's really neat. It's pretty cool. Our boys and girls basketball teams, this is their last week. Looks like our boys will make the playoffs. They'll be ranked kind of right in the middle, so they're looking really good. Girls, it was a little bit more of a struggle this year. Not from not playing hard. It's just one of those years. A lot of injuries happen and some
Yes.
other things happened. So it's really it's been a good season, and it's amazing turnover. In our last week here, and we start last week of February with our spring sports.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it seems like sports have also been very successful, and I know you were athletic director prior to this. How is it different for you maybe this year around where you're not in that role anymore and you're kind of looking at it from a little bit more of a distance and not super involved, not at all the practices, not at all the games? Has that been kind of an adjustment or a transition for you?
It's a hard shift. Anytime you go away from a program that you made it yours, you were part of it, to hand it over to someone. But our new athletic director, Ryan Lynch, he's really working hard. He wants it to succeed. He's looking for input. It's been a really smooth transition. So it's been nice because I feel like I can trust him to turn it over. And I do. I look from afar and I can be proud of the changes he's making. And so that takes that burden off your shoulders.
Yeah, I love that. Now, the last thing I want to get into is your third point of pride, which is culture. Tell me a little bit about, kind of the culture of Eagle Valley, the student life. We had the opportunity also to talk to some of your Latino teachers and Sandra and Francisco, who were here, telling us a little bit about, the initiatives around the Latino community. But kind of just tell me a little bit about that Eagle Valley culture.
Well, I want to start out the first. It's a really short story. I won't take up too much time. Walking into the first, we had our teacher academy. It was at Battle Mountain High School. And they had all the each school brought their teachers together, had to make a flag, do a chant, come up with a cheer. And you had just a couple hours to do it. So you're like, okay, what are our teachers going to do? Staff of 80 right here. How's it going to work? And they came together, and it was amazing when we got out onto the floor. And the teacher, we kicked everyone's butt. So Eagle Valley rocked that for sure. But it just showed what the culture was going to be. Our teachers were bought into what we were trying to do, and a lot of that was putting in some more rules. We took cell phones away during classes. The kids can't have them. They can have them in the hallways, they can have them during some other times, but it was working on engagement.
Yes.
And so that was a big piece, and the kids bought into that. So that just shows the tightness of where they're coming. So that was a big piece of our culture. Other culture, if you've ever been to one of our games or our Peps Fest, our student sections are second to none.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They're almost always appropriate. You have to keep an eye on them, but they're so much fun because they'll get loud, they'll get rowdy. It's a lot of fun watching, so when we work on that part. So last piece with the culture we really want to work on is how do we get a Latino community involved in our schools?
Right.
So that's what I had Francisco and Sandra work with me on. So let's get them where they're comfortable and we can talk to them, we can get their ideas, and let's make the whole school community welcoming of everyone.
I love that because we're all one community, and when students walk through those doors, teachers walk through those doors, at the end of the day, I think, everyone's family, everyone's a community, and it seems like you all are doing a great job to really foster that.
That's what we're trying. It's a team effort to do it, but it's exciting to do it too.
Yes.
We have a lot of fun doing it.
I love that. Tom, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate you coming and sharing with our community and our watchers back at home, some of these updates at Eagle Valley High School, and giving us your perspective as principal, I think, is always very valuable.
Well, thank you for having me, and anytime. I love to brag up the school, so
I love that.
I'll come anytime.
And I shouldn't be saying this because I went to Battle Mountain High School myself, but I'm going to say it, go Devils.
Go Devils.
Thank you, Tom. We're going to take a short
you.
break, and we'll be right back with more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure.
adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to this Saturday's edition of Good Morning Vail. I don't know about you, but I am hungry now. Tracy always gets me so hungry with her amazing creations. Let's take a look at the salmon sandwich she's creating.
Salmon has just been cooking slowly. So what I'm going to do is pull it off of the pan and let it rest for a minute. And then what's going to happen is that skin is going to come off really, really easily, and then we'll slice it or we'll shred it for the sandwiches. So our sandwiches are going to have salmon, lettuce, avocado, tomato, and sriracha mayo. I thought we had needed to kick it into high gear a little bit. I guess I've been craving spicy or something because we have the pepperoncinis in the pot in the potato salad, and then we have some sriracha mayo. Of course, you can make this mayo on your own if you prefer to do that. I usually do, but I've found that I've been using it for so many different ingredients and different dishes that it's just easy to buy it like this and easy to carry it around if you're doing picnics or anything like that. It just gives you that spice that you're looking for. All right, let's move on to avocados. So avocados became such a trendy ingredient in the last year that like some of the bigwig chefs in New York and stuff like that, they're not even using avocados anymore. They're like, ooh, avocado, that was so yesterday. Me, I love an avocado. However, they've gotten really expensive. And if you can find one for a good price, definitely buy it. But that's one of those things that you don't want to waste it. If you're paying $2.50 for this little avocado, you don't want to waste it. When you're picking out an avocado, you want it to have a little bit of give. Not a lot, because that means it's going to be bruised and brown inside, but you want it to have a little tiny bit of give there. You can kind of mush it a little bit. And then if the stem right there kind of pops off easy like that, that means that it's totally ripe. And make sure you get rid of that stem because nobody wants to chew that in their salmon sandwich. Okay, here is how you cut an avocado and peel it. This is the easiest way. This is the way you're going to get the most nutrients out of your avocado as well. You just take it. This is like what we did with the peach, or we tried to do with the peach, but it was underripe. But this is what you do. Peaches are stone fruits, and they have that pit right in the middle like an avocado. You cut it around, and then you turn it like that, and then you have your beautiful avocado. And this is a good one, for sure. That looks really, really good. I'm not wasting any bit of that. And then you cut it in half, and then you peel it like a banana. Ready? Look at that. A lot of the nutrients in many different fruits and vegetables are as close to the skin as possible. So you don't want to waste it. So this is absolutely the easiest way, in my opinion, to get the beauty of the avocado and all the meat that you have in there. So then we're going to slice it. A serving size should probably be about 1/4 of an avocado. So that's what we're going to stick with when we make this sandwich. So slice that nice and thin. Fan it out a little because we are going to put a little salt and pepper on it. Fruits and veggies, I really think need some salt and pepper. Even fruit actually sometimes just needs a little bit, you know, and you also want to flavor as you go when you're building sandwiches and different things. You can choose whatever kind of bread you want for this sandwich. A brioche roll would be really nice. I love these little 4-inch steak rolls that I get from Walmart actually. They hold up really nicely. They're not dried out and they're just kind of a perfect size in my opinion for a sandwich. Now, like I was saying, your avocado serving size is about 1/4. So we're gonna put like 3 or 4 slices right there on the bottom. Let's see, get that right down there and kind of smush it in a little, so that it becomes like a spread. You could mash it and then put it in mashed if you wanted to, but this is kind of nice too. And when I'm catering and I have people helping me make sandwiches, because I make so many sandwiches sometimes, every bite counts, folks. Don't just put a 1 piece of avocado and then your first bite's gonna have no avocado. Every bite counts. So here we go. We have that. I'm gonna make this other one too. We're just gonna get some nice pieces of avocado in there. You want to make sure everything's balanced too. So I said that it was like, you know, four slices for a serving size. But if that doesn't really fit into your sandwich, then just use 3 slices. Like you decide what you like and what you want. All right, so we've got that. We're going to put a couple tomato slices too. So I have these nice Romas. Slice them thin. Tomatoes have a lot of juice in them, so this is going to make the sandwich a little bit juicier. So if you're taking this sandwich on a picnic or you're not going to eat it right away, you may want to add the tomatoes a little bit later. Again, we're going to season those because we're seasoning everything as it goes. So we season those, put a couple tomatoes right on there. Already this is looking so pretty. You could even do like a bacon BLT with avocado if you wanted to right there. We'll put those aside because we will eat those later. All right, let's see what, I'm going to put a glove on actually because I don't want my hands to smell like salmon later. No matter how hard you wash things, sometimes that fishy smell just sticks around. Okay, so let's flip it over. See how that skin, see? That skin is just gonna come right off. So don't even worry about cutting the skin off when it's raw because it's nearly impossible, I'm gonna tell you. It's a very hard task to do and it just kind of comes off and it serves as like a nice little barrier for the salmon. Okay, so let's just cut right into the middle of the salmon. See how it looks. Ooh, that looks cooked really, really nicely to me. A lot of people like their salmon cooked a little bit more. If you do, pop it right back in there and cook it to however you like it. So now we're gonna cut our salmon. This is not always the easiest job because it wants to flake off. We can flake it a little. I guess, you know, do what your salmon wants. So it wants to be flaked a little. So we're gonna put that salmon right there on top. That looks delicious. This one too. Just gonna wiggle it around a little. We'll put that big piece right there on top. Okay. It smells really, really good. And now here's our secret ingredient, the sriracha mayo. This is gonna be nice. Mayonnaise, avocado, orange is really nice with salmon as well. So let me get that. I'm gonna coat it nicely too, especially if you like a kick. Definitely give it some space, give it a little attitude, let it be kind of the star of the show with that salmon. Put a couple pieces of lettuce on top of there. And there you go. You have your delicious salmon sub with so many good veggies. I'm gonna pair it right here with the potato salad. And you have yourself like a really, really nice summertime lunch or dinner. And again, wrap that up, put it in some saran wrap, and you have yourself a nice picnic dinner if you want it. So there you go. We have potato salad, which you can use with anything. It would go good with a steak or anything like that. And then we have our salmon sandwiches. Salmon and avocado, really giving you all those healthy omegas and fats and everything else you could ask for. So you can have a beautiful dinner. I mean, pair it with a nice glass of wine, do it with a glass of ice water, you will enjoy it. Thanks for joining me. I'm Tracy Miller. Good luck eating healthy.
Spookiest Scott show we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Welcome to the Vibe Report with Avisha. This is where I tell you all about the exciting happenings around town. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's nightly live music at Gambit Bar, The Hype, Shakedown Bar, The Red Lion, The Chop House, the Weston Riverfront in Avon, and Park Hyatt Beaver Creek. Chasing Rabbits will be having their weekly Lucky Fridays event featuring DJ Sunforce. If you're into fine art, Tara Novak will be having the last of her in-person art exhibit at the Avon Library this Friday and Sunday. Visit taranovakart.com for more info. The Alpine Art Center in Edwards is hosting their Cupcakes and Canvas event on Sunday, February 18th at 3. Find out more at alpineartcenter.org. On February 17th and 18th, the Villar Performing Arts Center will be featuring Stomp, the international percussion sensation. On Friday morning, there will be a free guided snowshoe tour at Nature Discovery Center on Vail Mountain. Visit walkingmountains.org for more info on this event and many others. That's it for this weekend's Vibe Report, friends. Be sure to follow the Vail Vibes TV8 Instagram for more info, and as always, spread the good vibes.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Good morning, Vail.
Thank you for joining us with this Saturday's edition of Good Morning Vail. I am so hungry watching Tracy cook. It always gets me starving. As well as talking to Brad J. and the principal of Eagle Valley High School and so many other special guests. I hope you have a great Saturday out there. Get on out there, have some fun, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious